Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and this caller thinks that he's got a slam dunk opportunity on Larry Elder. But Larry Elder doesn't just clap back, he absolutely makes a clown show of this caller live on his own show. Let's dive in.
Hey, Larry, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Good, good. I wonder why you're always beating down on the Democrats that run this city. You ran for governor. You didn't make it. You didn't come close, but you ran for governor. Your ideas, no one agreed with. I agree in some ways that we have problems here in Los Angeles. We've had problems with overgrowth of the foliage that we have here. We've had problems with so many other things, but this has been going on for years.
Would you like me to respond? Did he hang up? Okay.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm not going to hang up on you.
Rod, have you ever run for office?
I would be smart enough to know I wouldn't be able to do it like you should have been.
So the answer is no.
No.
No. And you didn't run because you're not smart enough?
No, I'm not smart enough. I don't have all the answers, just like you didn't have all the answers. And the people of California,
so only people who have all the answers should run for office?
they should have some of the answers. You didn't even have some of the answers.
I had no answers.
No, you didn't have any answers.
I had no answers. I had no
behind
answers.
you.
I had no answers about how to improve our public education. I had no answers
You had
about
no
what to do
answers
about
that
homelessness.
People agreed with you about. No, you didn't have the answers.
Okay. What did I say I would do about homelessness, Rod? What did I say?
I didn't pay enough to you.
Well, how do you know I had no answers when you weren't paying attention?
Because
What did I say I would do about our public education?
years since you.
What did I say I would do about our public education, Rod? You said I had no answers, so tell me what I said.
I don't know. I told. Just
So
told
how do you know I had no answers if you don't know what I said? You weren't even paying attention. You just now said.
Got you.
What you ought to say, Rod, is Larry, I really think you had a lot of guts to put your career on the side, your finance on the side, your willingness to have your personal life scrutinized to run for public office because you wanted to serve. I'm impressed. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't make that kind of sacrifice, but I really am impressed that you did it, even though I don't like your views, even though I happen to think that you're wrong about a lot of the stuff that you say. But you didn't even say that. Moreover, you don't even know what I stood for. You're calling up. You're angry that I ran. You say I had no answers, but you don't even know what I said? That's pretty pathetic, Rod. It really is. You should apologize. You should apologize. You should apologize for insulting me the way you did, telling me I had no ideas, and then admitting you didn't even know what my ideas are. What is that?
Because
how fair is that?
Your ideas did not reach the people in California.
So anybody that loses, their ideas did not reach. So anybody that runs who loses, therefore, had no ideas. So Karen Bass, Kamala Harris had no ideas. Kamala Harris had no ideas.
No.
Did you vote for Kamala Harris?
That's why she lost.
Did you vote for Kamala Harris? Rod, did you vote for Kamala Harris?
I did.
You did. She lost. So therefore, by your logic, she had bad ideas because nobody bought them. She lost. What a moron.
Oh, what a moron. Oh, man. That is a bless your heart kind of moment right there, because the guy who's calling in has a very interesting point to make, and that is Larry Elder, when he ran to be governor of California, just got shellacked. No one took him seriously. Even Republicans didn't take him seriously, and that's because in the Republican Party, there's a bunch of really squishy, pearl-clutching Republicans who don't understand what they're doing and don't understand why they keep losing, and then they won't support the people who promise to fix the problems because they don't sound right. They don't have the right cadence. They don't have the right tenor. And that has been a huge problem amongst Republican politics. Apologize for the stammering there. But that's not the biggest problem going on here. This dude sounds like a Los Angeles resident. He sounds African-American. He sounds black. And so he's going to treat Larry Elder a little bit differently because a lot of men in the black community don't like it when men break rank and go for the other party. And so this dude thinks that he's got a one-up on Larry Elder, who is definitely a Republican and has been doing a fantastic job on his show and has been a wonderful media personality for decades now. And this dude thinks that he's got the opportunity to put Larry Elder up on a poster. And I'm not talking about the good kind of poster. I'm talking about the I dunked over you. And he simply says that, hey, your ideas didn't make it out there. Which is a stupid comment. Okay? Do you know how difficult it is for you to win an election based on ideas? It's almost impossible. As a matter of fact, there's almost this weird correlation. The more into ideas you get, the more you lose. That's sort of the sad truth when it comes to democracy. Because if ideas would win, then we would be ruled by educators. We would be ruled by these people with doctorates. We would be ruled by people in the sciences, and we're not. These people are often regulated to systems where, okay, you get to make comments and then we're going to make the decisions. Granted, that's how things have been throughout the majority of history. But this whole appeal to authority by, well, the better ideas are going to win, that's hogwash. Okay? Absolute and total hogwash. The better ideas don't win. If that was the case, John Kasich would have mopped the floor with everyone back in 2016 in the in the GOP primary. Okay? Kasich had the ideas. He was the policy wonk. But if ideas would win, I think Rick Santorum would have had a better chance in 2012. If ideas would have won, I think, let's see, maybe Mike Huckabee, although he was a little bit too evangelical. He was very down to earth, still is to this day. But my point is that ideas don't win. Tapping into the zeitgeist, tapping into what people are really beginning to slowly understand, that's how you win an election. Donald Trump is better at that than most politicians out there today, mainly because of the problem that I outlined earlier. There's a bunch of squishy people that clutch their pearls and wonder why their voices aren't being heard when they're so used to speaking at the adults' table when the adults aren't actually dealing with the problems. That's sort of what's been happening in California. The adults in the room refuse to deal with the problems, and then once they realize that they've oversaturated something, like for instance, this caller even gets something right. Los Angeles is oversaturated. There are way too many people there. They have overdeveloped the region, and it's made it borderline unlivable. However, Democrats have looked at that instead of saying, you know what, instead of solving the problem, instead of trying to build elsewhere in the state, we're just going to skim off the top, be chock full of corruption. We're going to have high-speed rails that go nowhere. We're going to fill up reservoirs that don't actually do anything. We're going to have our little pet projects here and there that's really just kickbacks for our friends because we've realized that there's no accountability. And there's no solving any of these major issues unless we actually admit that we're not good at governing. I mean, all you've got to do, if you are a competent leader in California, is admit that, hey, we have a brush problem. We have got to clean up certain areas of our state. Hey, we have not been allocating our water resources properly. We've got to completely rework that. But in order to do those things, you have to admit that the way Democrats have governed for the past 30 years, arguably 40 years in California, has been complete and abject failure, and if they do that, the facade breaks. So, you can laugh all you want at Larry Elder for not winning an election where you're outspent on average 6-1 because Democrats outrace Republicans. The average used to be 6-1. It's probably changed since then. And then the media, the vast majority of mainstream media, hates Republicans with a burning passion. And it's only been in recent months even, not recent years, recent months, where they have been forced to give Republicans more and more of a platform because they've realized that if they don't, they're going to continue to cede power to people like Joe Rogan, to nameless people on, YouTube, like, let's say here on Politibrawl, and they're going to cede more and more power to people with these independent platforms, and they're going to wonder where all the money went. However, it's a little too late, particularly for the people of California, because they're starting to realize that Democrats can't govern. And the mindset that this caller has, that Larry Elder's ideas just didn't get out there well enough, well, Buster, maybe you should ask why. Maybe you should ask why Californians continue to vote Democrats when these policies do not help the people. When these policies have hollowed out the middle class, when these policies have basically let a media empire and a political machine control an entire state, which quite literally forces Republicans into a literal corner of the population and of the electoral process, and instead of questioning why that's a good thing, you're out there asking, well, why did Larry Elder not try hard enough? That is a bunch of hogwash, and I'm sick and tired of hearing it. And Larry Elder keeps his composure and just dunks on this dude, and rightly so. This guy does not know what he's talking about, but Larry Elder certainly does. And we're starting to see a media landscape where it's no longer completely controlled by this giant wall of media misinformation from our mainstream and traditional legacy outlets. That dam is finally breaking, and maybe, just maybe, when it finally breaks, the facade falls and we can start having good governance across our country and maybe some good journalism as well. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politbro. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.